With the pandemic officially out of the picture, it has also brought positive new changes to the development of the global internet domain name market according to industry statistics. Just the ESD quarter of 2023 alone, there are already 354 million new registered domain names. The global DNS service market is estimated to be US $482.9 million in 2022, which is expected to reach US $1.1 billion by the year 2030, with a CAGR of 10.5%, especially since the primary participants kept on changing their minds. Adopting a flexible strategy in regards to choosing domain names has led to the highest market activity in years.
The new generic top-level domain program is a community-driven initiative that allows the domain name system to expand by introducing new generic top-level domains. So as many of you may know, in 2012, the new gTLD program kicked off the largest expansion of the top-level domains. It increases choice and opportunities for the communities, cities and regions, businesses and brands. For example, here in Taipei, I'm very happy to see that .taipei from the 2012 rounds has many domains in use. So the expansion was to support innovations, new spaces and flexibility, allow people to use the domain name system in their own languages.
Simply speaking, the next round of gTLD-related projects is directly aiming at the different language usage needs of users across the globe, which is the use of IDN that ICANN is currently promoting. Before user experience matures, the terms of use and the business requirements concerning the operation modes are exactly what relevant large organizations must seek consensus in. Using registration data of top-level domain name as an example, Mr. Edmund Chung highlights all the regional variables of the various political and economic culture that are hiding behind the developmental curve.
That's sort of what we see if you look at the other top-level domains as well. Of course, there are ones that are more open that would have a little bit more. The ones who are more close that would have a little bit less. But the growth is there, but the growth is not a hockey stick. Likewise, actually, with 点网站, which is .web in Chinese. Here I want to show a really interesting thing. In general, you can see that it's again growing slowly, but you can see a jump and then a drop off, like a cliff. What that drop off in 2018, 2009, between 2018 and 2019. Actually, you want to highlight is that there was a policy enforcement in China. So what happened was that in China, they started to require registries and registrars to be licensed specifically under the Chinese government. Well, obviously we didn't get the license back then, so we weren't able to sell, and some registrants were not able to renew their name, and therefore, there's a little bit of a cliff that fell off. So what I did want to highlight is that policies do affect domain names and do affect the marketplace.
Aside from various policies and international agreements that are enough to impact the development of domain name market, the needs on the technical aspect is also the primary consideration users have when changing their intentions from DNCOM. For example, in the current times where AI software as well as relevant applications of blockchain are both mature, users now are obviously more concerned about issues related to internet security than compared with the past. And so whether or not the technical aspect of various units can satisfy such consideration also attracted much attention. Especially when it comes to IDN, it is very possible that new opportunities will emerge with the perfection of the environment and the influence of AI.
我们很赞成 ICANN 在推广 UA 这件事情上面，因为你只有让整个环境是完备的，那么 IDN 的域名的威力才能发展。反过来说，在现阶段推 IDN 域名，你会遇到一个最大的困境是，整个环境不够完备的情况下，那其实 even 你建了你设了，但是你可能你的用户看到的时候还是乱码，还是 Punico。我们认为这样其实是有状况的。那我们最后也要说就是说我们相信 IDN 域名在未来会有很大的推展，因为其实各位知道 ChatGPT 带来 AI 的革命所以我们认为即时的语文包含语跟文的翻译系统会对 IDN 产生革命性的变化。
And, when achieving the goal of universal worldwide, the advertising effect through international exposure brought on by top-level domain has already been acknowledged by industry players in business applications, and is always ready to carry it forward.
But as you mentioned, there's now registries who are fully operational. Even I think the French top-level domain name.fr, they're also working to work as ICANN backend registrar to support the local community in France, because it's an issue of trust, right? And for the Taiwan Trademark Association, for example, which I co-initiated 3 years ago, we have now over 200 members. We decided we have the domain name trademark.org.tw, but we also decided to use tta.taipei as the main domain name. Yeah. And the main reason I did that is actually because I wanted these trademark people to be aware that new top-level domain name exists. And so they are aware of it and they use it, right? They also use it for their own law firms, they use it for, and you know, one friend tells another, so they're aware about this. And I think now everybody gets to that actually these new TLDs are naturally.
Under the premise of a multi-pronged approach where both policy preparation and technology communication are mature and in full swing, domain name industry players remain optimistic concerning the future market development.
Domain names are not a fad. I don't know if any of you remember laser discs or 8-track tape cassettes. If you don't, it's because they came and then they went. They're not here anymore, but that is not the life or the expectation of domain names. Domain names are here for the long haul and will not get wiped out by the / or moving back into a walled garden of content. We will have .anything and .everything for anyone and everyone to be able to mark their unique place online, locally with gTLDs, regionally and nationally with ccTLDs, or globally with gTLDs, and a combination of those options.
Along with the simplification of the gTLD application process, the indispensable role of IDN is further accentuated, while the gTLD application process as well as the potential applicants' considerations are both able to receive open discussions, so the domain name products that the current participants proposed are expected to be closer to public demands.